Hello everyone, welcome to Pushpa's English classes. So here we are going to do today Footprint Without Feet, Grade 10 textbook, chapter 8, that is the head driver. So as we know, as per the new pattern of MCQs, you need to know the text thoroughly. MCQs might contain questions which are based on inference, extrapolation, vocabulary based. So let us try to understand few MCQs, and with that we'll also understand the text. So let's get started. Before doing the first MCQ, just to briefly on the chapter, here we see the young lawyer has come to a place by the name of New Mullion to serve sermon on Oliver Lutkins. So this young lawyer was expecting a very sweet and simple country village, but he did not find it. It is also told to us in the text that the young lawyer, the only good thing he found there was a delivery man at the station. And this delivery man at the station was this Bill. Okay, so you have a question. The first question, how was Bill's appearance? So if you come to page number 47 of your textbook, I have textbook in my hand. It reads as, he was about 40, red-faced, cheerful and thick about the middle. His working clothes were dirty and well-worn, and he had a friendly manner. So how was Bill's appearance? He was red-faced, cheerful, thick in the middle. So the answer is all of them. In addition to that, you might also be asked about how he appeared to the narrator or the young lawyer. He had very friendly manner. You felt at once that he liked people. The narrator says that when you saw him, he felt that he is the person who is very likely to win the heart of people. Okay, I told him to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. So this is how the young lawyer goes to this hack driver, tells him that I have come here in search of a person by the name of Oliver Lutkins. The second MCQ question is, how far was New Mullions from his place of employment? By his, I mean the young lawyer, right? So if you just look at the second paragraph of your book, it reads as, so I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country to a town called New Mullion. So the answer is 40 miles. So this kind of MCQs which has got numbers, figures might be confusing at times. So it's very important for us to also remember the numbers and facts and figures, because generally we tend to overlook this and we get it wrong in our exams. Okay, so it is 40 miles. So your next question is, what was the only pleasant sight? So if you look at the first page of your text, it reads as, he expects to find a beautiful village, but when he reaches there, he finds that the village has got streets which is full of mud, and there are shabby wooden, shops all around, and the only cheerful thing that the lawyer finds was the delivery man at the station. So it's very clear the answer is delivery man. So why I'm trying to bring in the text also is because of the reason that when you do MCQs, if I can give you that extra information, you might be able to answer as many questions as possible from the text. The next question is, what did the young lawyer hate? So if you read the first part of the text, it reads as, some of the larger and more confident ones even bet me up. So he was even bet by some people. Okay. So he says that I hated this unpleasant work. Okay. And also the sight of city life, it revealed to me. So the answer is very clear. Unpleasant work, the sight of city, it revealed to him. At times we might be carried away with the first option because it's very clear. He was not happy with his unpleasant work because he was a junior assistant clerk and he was prepared to do legal briefs, but he was asked to send summons, and that's why he says that he's not very happy with the kind of work given to him, right? So the answer is unpleasant work, the sight of city, it revealed to him. So the next question is, what job was given to the narrator in the law firm? He was given the job of junior assistant clerk, so he should be preparing legal briefs, but instead of that he was asked to serve summons, and that he felt was like a cheap private detective work. So it's very important. The question can be asked in a number of ways, so I can repeat it. He was a junior assistant clerk and his job was to prepare legal briefs, but he was asked to serve sermons, right? So the answer cannot be prepare legal briefs, cannot be fight cases, cannot be all of the above. So the answer is he was given the job to serve sermon, and that was the reason he has come to New Mullion to serve sermon on this man by the name of Oliver Lutkins. The next question is, what job did he get after doing his graduation? So you have seen even from the first paragraph, different questions might be asked in different ways. And that is the reason I put similar questions in the beginning of my presentation. Because see here, we discussed that he was a junior assistant clerk. So again, you might get a question like this: what job did he get after doing his graduation? So he worked as a junior assistant clerk. It cannot be a partner in a law firm. No, it cannot be lawyer, since it's given very clearly that he worked as a junior assistant clerk. So these options are given just to confuse you. So he got the job of a junior assistant clerk. Officially, he should be sent to prepare legal briefs, but he was asked to serve summons. That is the reason he felt his job was like cheap detective work, right? So the answer is junior assistant clerk. So the next question is, name the barber in the story. The options given to you are Gary, Mustafa, Gustav and Gard. So at times you tend to get confused with Gigi. So the answer is Gustav. Just to brief you on the place where the head driver took the narrator or the lawyer is. So we see that, Bill took the young lawyer to places where Lutkins was known to hang out, right? So first he was taken to Fritz's shop where Lutkins played a game of poker, right? Then he was taken to Gustav's barber shop, and then again to Gray's barber shop, and then to the pool room and several other places, right? Before taking him to the Oliver Lutkins' mother's farm, right? So I think when we do this MCQ and when we do this chapter this manner, we get to know many things from the text, and that helps us to answer as many questions as can be asked from the text. So we know that it is Gustav, right? Yes. Next question is, from where did they get lunch? The lawyer and the head driver get their lunch from. The answer cannot be community meal. It cannot be cafe. It cannot be restaurant. So the answer is Bill's home. So if you just come to page number 50 of your textbook, Footprints Without Feet, you get a few lines from the text, which I'm going to read it out to you. It says, tell me what you will do. We'll get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50. So head driver says that let's get lunch for my wife because she's not going to charge you high. She's just going to charge you $50. Okay. And then we'll go somewhere to eat the lunch. We'll get to know which place is that. So the answer is Bill's home. Okay. The summons for Lutkins were for what case? The options given to us are theft, murder, cheating. Nowhere in the text we find mention of any thief and robbery or theft or murder or cheating. It is as a witness because we know very clearly, it's given in the chapter, that Oliver Lutkins was a witness in one of the law cases, right? And that is the reason why this young lawyer has come to serve summons on Oliver Lutkins. Was he able to serve the summons to Lutkins? The answer is definitely no, because the head driver cheated the lawyer, right? And that was the reason he was not able to serve the summons to Lutkins. What did Oliver's mother have in her hand while she ran after them? A pistol, a knife, an iron rod, none of the above. We know the answer is iron rod, because when the incident happens, what happens is that there was the head driver and the lawyer, but the head driver makes sure that he goes first, okay? And then he goes to Oliver's mother and tells her that, this is a person who has come from the court and he wants to have Oliver Lutkins. And the mother in return goes inside and gets a iron rod and she starts threatening them. And this is how this whole thing happens there. Okay. This question might be a bit confusing because the question reads as, where did they go for lunch? Okay. They got the lunch from Bill's home, no doubt, but where did they go for lunch? If you just read the text, okay, it says in page number 50, I read it from the text, and we will go up to Waits Hill and enjoy the view while we eat. So they got the lunch from Bill's home because Bill said that my wife is going to just charge you $50. So it was easy for you. So get it from there rather than getting a greasy meal from a restaurant. And we will go up to Waits Hill and enjoy the view while we eat our lunch. So the answer is Waits Hill. Okay, please don't get confused there. Where did they go after visiting Sweet Shop? The options given to our Gray's barber shop, Gustav's barber shop, pool room, his mother's farm. So if you come to page number 49 of your text, Footprints Without Feet, you'll get to know that first they went to Fritz shop, then it was Gustav's, and then it was Sweet Shop. So we know that Gustav was before the Sweet Shop, and after Sweet Shop they went to Gray's shop, okay, and then to the pool room and then to the mother's farm. So pool room comes after and mother's farm comes after pool room. So the only two choices which can confuse our is Gray's Barber Shop and Gustave's Barber Shop because the names are almost similar. So we know that the answer is Gray's Barber Shop. Okay, so we just need to know the sequence. Bill seemed to dash Lutkins's talent for dishonesty. Options are dislike, hate, criticize, and admire. So the answer is admire. When we read this page 49, the first few lines, we are told that, Lutkins is just as likely to be there as anywhere. I quote from the text, plays a lot of poker. He's good at deceiving people. So when Bill comes to know that, Oliver Lutkins is very good at deceiving people, he starts admiring Lutkins's talent for dishonesty. Why was the narrator ordered back to New Mullion once again? Because in the first attempt, he was not able to find Oliver Lutkins. That was the reason he was ordered back again to this place. So the options are to arrest Lutkins, to serve the summons on him, to live permanently in New Mullion, all of the above. It cannot be arrest Lutkins. For the first time also when he came, it was to serve summon. And for the second time also, when he came, it was to serve the summon. It is a way of confusing you by saying that to arrest Lutkins, right? And when he came for the second time, there was no intention of staying there, right? It was the first time when he got to know many things about New Mullion. He expresses his desire of staying in New Mullion, right? But when he comes for the second time, nothing of that sort happens. By now, you already know who gave himself a false name Bill. It was the head driver, and the head driver was Oliver Lutkins. The narrator was the lawyer. It cannot be the answer. Oliver Lutkins is the answer. Oliver Lutkins was the head driver, and the head driver is to call himself Bill, right? Fritz's shop, Gustave was the barber shop owner, right? So this cannot be the answers. How was the delivery meant to the narrator? The first page of the text, we very well know that the only pleasant sight was the sight of the delivery man. So definitely he was very friendly. He cannot be haughty. He was not indifferent. He was not cold. The way the hack driver approached the narrator, he was really surprised and he started liking the hack driver. Who was Oliver Lutkins? Oliver Lutkins was the hack driver or Bill, right? We know it very well. It cannot be Gray because he was a barber. It cannot be Gustave, he was also a barber. It cannot be Fritz because he was the owner of a shop. So we very well know that how Oliver Lutkins deceives the narrator by acting as a hack driver by the name of Bill. Who was the hack driver actually? The same question is being asked in different ways. First we ask you who was Bill? It was Oliver Lutkins. Then I ask you who was Oliver Lutkins? That was Bill. Again the question is who was the hack driver actually? So hack driver was actually Oliver Lutkins. So these three questions are more or less the same thing, but there's a different way of asking the same thing. So just to give an example, I put simple questions this way so that you get an idea. Who was hack driver? He was Oliver Lutkins. Who was Bill? Bill was Oliver Lutkins, right? Who is referred to as Old Traigress in the text. So towards the end of the chapter, when the lawyer comes for the second time, he sees that the hack driver and Oliver Lutkins' mother standing close to each other and talking, right? And that's how we get a reference of Oliver Lutkins' mother being addressed as Old Traigress in the text. Let's get out of here. She will murder us. Bill whispered. Who is she here? So the answer is Lutkins's mother, because we have seen in the text that when the hack driver takes, the lawyer to Oliver Lutkins' home, and he goes at first to tell the lady that, this person has come from the court to serve someone, Oliver Lutkins' mother. Then she goes inside and gets an iron rod. And that's the moment when they say, let's go out of here. She'll murder us. So she is Oliver Lutkins' mother. You may also get a question based on vocabulary to test your grip over few things from the text, your grip over words, your grip over the content, right? So the question reads as, after graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. Okay, so it says the law firm that the narrator joined was, we know magnificent means impressive, spectacular, right? So it should be splendid. It cannot be reputable, it cannot be contemporary, it cannot be philanthropic, right? So the answer is magnificent. That is, magnificent means something which is splendid, impressive. So the answer is splendid. Some other questions could be like this. I have taken the first few lines, okay? but I've changed the questions so that I can give you an idea about different kind of questions that might be asked from a particular text or from a particular first few lines of the text. So I'll just read out again for you all. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. As already stated, magnificent means splendid, impressive, right? I was sent not to serve or prepare legal briefs, but to serve sermons like a chief detective. Okay, I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out to victims, and some of the larger and more self-confident ones even bet me up. So getting beaten up was not a part of this unpleasant job, right? That's very clearly mentioned. I hated this unpleasant work. So he hated this work, going to this places and hunting for people to serve summons, okay? And the side of city life it revealed to me. The question says, which of the following was not a part of this unpleasant work? So definitely, what was not a part of this unpleasant work is very clear. It's getting beaten up, right? So if he is working in law firm, it is expected that he'll be asked to prepare legal documents. He'll be asked to search lawbreakers. He'll also be asked to do something related to law. Could be serving sermons also, but definitely not getting beaten up, okay? You might also be asked question like this. For example, I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. So he had to go to shadowy corners of the city, to find his victims. So what does that mean, shadowy corners of the city? With many trees to provide shade? No. No, not at all. Which receive absolutely no sunlight? No. With tall buildings and their shadows? No. So the answer is most likely and 100% it is where crime is not uncommon. So that is the reason he used to go to search victims, right? Because there were many things happening in that place. There were people who were committing crimes, right? So the answer is where crime is not uncommon, means where crime is common, right? So I hope with this you have understood the text. So this was just a small attempt to make you understand the text along with MCQs. So I hope you have liked this video, you have understood the text. If so, please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Spread the word. It's just to benefit you all so that you can reap the maximum benefit from my work. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you.